Man, I truly hate. I gotta get a new phone, man. How y'all doing? Happy Sabbath. Oh, I only got 46 minutes. I finally met my match. Okay, so it's the Sabbath, ninth day of the year. Praise the Lord. Still sober. Um, I just want to make this video. Why? Because I like talking to you guys. Right now, I'm enjoying my sobriety and what's happening. I just want to share it with everybody. And how 9 days ago, I literally would not been making this video in this manner. I was making the video, but not in this manner, and not in this way. Um, I'm not gonna lie. What I'm thinking about right now is my will versus God's will. So God has his plan, and I know he has his plan. He has been telling me in so many ways that he has his plan how everything's gonna work out. But it's so many things in life when I think back of them. I'm like, man, if only I would have made like if I would have just tried, maybe I would have seen that it was God's will. But I didn't even try, and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to work out, uh, and I didn't try. But then I think about some of the things in life where I did try, and it still didn't work out the way I wanted it to work out. But at least I knew I tried. But learning those lessons is allowing me to know that right now what I'm going through and what I desire is not necessarily what God desire. And I just have to sit here and think to myself, am I wrong for wanting what I want? It says ask if you will and you will receive, but most of the time it says make sure it's glorifying the Lord. So if it's not glorifying the Lord, it doesn't matter what you're asking for. It's just not going to edify Him. So I have to ask myself if what I want isn't going to edify the Lord. And for the most part, that answer is yes and no. That's the conundrum for me right now. Because what I want is to be with someone. But what I understand is that God needs that person to come around when they come around, if they come around. And it's going to be on their time. And I'm asking Him to do something. And I know He has a plan, but my mind is saying, hey, well, how about I do something then? It's not like okay, I'm asking God to do something, so therefore it's pushing. I'm trying to push His hand. So why don't I just I have free will? Why don't I make the action? But what I found out is, in time, is that even when you are the one who's doing the thing, although it's not you pushing God's hands, like hey God, I want you to do this, or you going against God's will or whatever, you doing it because we have free will to do our own things. You still not gonna get the outcome you want because it's not God's will. So even though I might go out there and be like, listen, I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna make this thing come to fruition. Just because I put my free will to it doesn't mean it's going to happen. Because if God deems it not to happen, it's not going to happen. If He already have a plan, if He already got stuff set in motion, it's better for me to sit back and just wait. But see, that's the problem, the waiting problem. And the waiting problem is not a problem because I'm very much patient. It's the time. It's like the time that I'm missing with the person. It's like that's my problem, and I'm not a really person who miss people as much, but I do enjoy people company, and when I don't have their company, it's sometimes I think about that person, and with this particular person, it's a super lot, and that's weird for me. It's very weird for me, and that's the thing that I'm trying to figure out right now because I'm wondering why is this thing like why this is not typical me, so why is this? It must be something that I need to do. It's like it must be something that's meant. But then I think back and I'm like, well, if it's meant, then it's nothing I need to do because it's going to happen as it should anyway if it is meant. So why even put that way? But then you might have the argument, well, if that's the case, we don't need to do anything because we could just sit back and let whatever meant to happen happens regardless. Not the case always, because God does send you out to go through things on His behalf, and that's when you glorify Him. That's when you edify Him, when it's in His name and it's His purpose. It's not for your own gain. So what I want to do is going to be glorifying the Lord, but I want to do it on my time because that's for my purposes, for my my feelings, because I want to make myself not feel the way I feel. So therefore, I'm doing it on my time. It's not that it don't need to be done. It's not that it's not going to get done. It's not that it's not his plan. It's not that it's not his will. It's just that it's not his time. And when I realized that I have to sit back and just be patient. And he's teaching me a lot this season. And I think this 2021, I'm going to learn a lot more than I've learned in these 9 days. I think I got a lot more to learn. And I'm blessed for that. I'm thankful for that. I'm so grateful for that. Because even though it's not the way I would like things to go, it's the way things need to go. So you have to sit back and think sometimes. Is it your will or God's will that you're pushing? What are you promoting? What are you advocating? God's will or your will? So you have to think about that before you make moves. And that's why it's good to pray before you make any decision in this life. And don't be like me and pray, get the answer and still go against the answer like I did a couple of days ago, and then found out that I should have listened to the answer because me doing what I wanted to do anyway did not work out. So it doesn't even matter if you push your own will, because if it's not his will, it's not going to work out. So I just want to say that to you guys. Happy Sabbath. It's actually the sun's going down right now, so I had to get that one in. And be blessed. Love you all. And go to God. And remember, do his will.